All right, we are live on YouTube, and tonight we're going to be discussing stop texting women and take more initiative instead. So stick around and find out exactly what I'm talking about. All of that and much, much more is coming right. Live from Northern California, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell so that way you can start getting a better grip on your life. Also, want to pay special props to this channel sponsor, Troy Brewer, who is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. For all of your product and service needs from the most trusted professionals in the industry, please consider visiting www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. You can also visit a subsidiary of the Discover Community Network known as the DCN Internet Radio Network. There are a bunch of talk and internet radio stations on there for your listening pleasure needs. Check out www.DCNInternetRadioNetwork.com for more there. I'm shortening things up a little bit here. I'll get more, to that in just a second here. But if you want to click on those links, they're about a third of the way below the description. And you can also learn how to connect with Troy when you go to either of those links. If you reach out to Troy, please make sure that you make him aware that Coach Eli sends you with lots of love. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. First things first, I'm going to do my best now on my live streams to start getting the meat and potatoes of the content much more quickly, because it brings a lot more value to the replay for people that are watching these streams on the replay. Don't really want to hear the mumbo jumbo jargon at the beginning, so I'm trying to streamline that. Now, I will be doing some special streams that, I'll just be hanging out with my moderators and stuff like that. But on very important content streams like this, I really want to just dive right into it because I don't want people to click away. I really want them to learn from my experiences regarding what I've been through on these topics. So, I can truly help you folks accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. Now, let me just make sure that the notification has gone out. It has gone out, and checking out the back end here, and it looks like we are rolling just fine. Let's check out the chat and see who's there. Lewis Fuller's in the house. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? He says, good evening to you, host. Good evening, Lewis. Mutt Nuts World says, hey, Eli and everyone. Hey, Mutt, how you doing? Again, just want to mention very briefly that if you are here on my live stream for the first time or you haven't been here in a while, my live streams are still publicly available, but the chat section has become members only. If you want to chat, you either need to be a moderator, you need to have a membership, or you can send a super chat. If you want more information on that, go to the description and email me at coacheli@coacheli.com, and I'll go into more detail there. Again, I'm trying to streamline these streams so that way people can just get the meat and potatoes and not click away and get bored, right? You're here because you want to learn how to become a better bachelor, right? You want to learn how to minimize texting and take more initiative to actually get the girl to like you and go on a date with you and then go on a second and third date with you and possibly start dating you, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, let me get to the topic here. Let's just get right to it. Let's dive right in here. The topic of tonight's stream is become a better bachelor by minimizing texting and taking initiative. This works. One more time. Become a better bachelor by minimizing texting and taking initiative. This works. And if you look at my thumbnail, it says, stop texting women, do this instead. Now, what I honestly mean by that is not to completely ignore texting women, because texting nowadays does have a purpose. But after a certain point, if all you're doing is texting, and then you don't hop on that phone, let's say you meet a woman online. Most people meet, people online nowadays, just like myself. If you meet a woman online and you're just texting back and forth, and let's say you text for a week or 2 or 3, and then you decide to meet, but you didn't talk on the phone initially, more than likely it's not going to work out, because you cannot tell a lot about tonality, which is what I'm trying to mention here. Tonality is very important. You get a better feeling of how somebody is when you get on the phone, because texting can be perceived in many different ways. You can see the same thing in a text that could have 5 or 10 different meanings, and it could be perceived 5 or 10 different ways. So the only way you're going to find out if you are compatible enough to take a chance and meet someone to see if it goes somewhere is by getting on that phone. But a lot of guys nowadays, this, no disrespect to the millennials and post-millennials, a lot of guys nowadays have become feminized men. And I say that with a lot of love and respect. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. You become feminized men because women have risen up. Women are a lot stronger, and you guys are getting intimidated by the modern day woman, right? Well, if that woman senses that you're intimidated by her and she's stronger than you, you're going to be immediately eliminated. There's nothing you can say or do to turn that around. You're going to be friend zoned, and you're never going to have that chance. You got to be confident, and you got to take initiative. And women are going to test you. They're going to test you, right? They're going to test to see, is this guy going to take initiative beyond messaging through a dating app like Match.com, OkCupid, Plenty of Fish, or any one of the many others out there, or texting on the phone if we trade numbers. Is this guy going to say, hey, let's hop on the phone and have a real phone conversation to truly get to know each other, right? The woman's not going to do that. She's waiting for you to do that because you're the man. You're supposed to take charge. You're supposed to be the leader. You're supposed to be, the mentally and emotionally strong one. I'm not saying that women are not mentally and emotionally strong. They are, but men and women are different. Women are looking up to you for your strength as a man, not your weakness. And if they sense weakness, they're going to be repelled by that. So tonight, I'm going to share with you folks a conversation I've been having with a woman that I recently met through Match.com. I'm back on Match.com. Sometimes, I'll take a break and then I'll come back, but I'm back on Match.com. And I'm going to share with you folks a conversation from the very beginning while we were communicating on Match.com, and then to the point of where it got to texting and how I handled it. And I'm going to show you, I'm not going to show you actually the messages on Match.com or the text messages on my phone. I'm going to read them, but without reading out her name, because I know how a lot of these trolls and haters out here want to destroy my life by contacting every single person that I connect with or try to date and harass them. So, for privacy reasons, I'm going to read the messages, change the name, so that way this person cannot be identified. I've learned that lesson being out here on YouTube. I'll tell you that. When I used to run a former channel, I had my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend on this channel with her full name and her picture and her voice. And man, the YouTube drama sector had a field day with her. It's not right, but that's just what people do sometimes. Hey, Firewolf Studios, I've been getting your messages, man, but I've been very, very busy. Just to make everyone aware, I try to get back to people as soon as possible, but I'm a one-man show, and there's a lot going on, so I'm not going to be able to get back to people right away. But congratulations on your iPhone SE second generation. Is it the 12? Is it the 12 or the 11, or which one is it, man? The iPhone 12, best freaking phone you can get out there with the A14 Bionic processor, 6 gigs of RAM. This is the best. I got to tell you, I keep showing this thing off But this iPhone 12 Pro Max, it even says right there, the notification went out for my stream. I don't know if you can see it, if it's clear enough. This is an amazing freaking phone. And it feels good. It's a big phone. It's a 6.7-inch screen. And a lot of people are complaining the iPhone 12 Pro Max is too big, but it's perfect. I love it, and I'm used to it. I love bigger phones. That way you don't have to get a tablet. It's like a tablet and a phone in one. They used to call them phablets. Now they just call them big phones. They call them the 12 Pro Max, right? So it's the iPhone SE 2020. Oh, it's the one that came out before the 12 series, right? It came out in the middle of 2020. Between the 11 and the 12, right? I believe. I haven't been really keeping up that much with Apple. I'm not really an Apple guy except for my smartphone. I'm a PC guy everywhere else, but I think Apple makes the best smartphone, hands down, in my opinion. It's just my opinion there. So yeah, Fireball Studio says, yep. Nuts World says the names have been changed to protect the innocent. I believe that was from Law and Order. Yes, that's right. That's right. A lot of the stories that came, a lot of the stories that appeared on Law and Order, especially SVU, Special Victims Unit, that I used to watch. That was my favorite, section of Law and Order, because there were like 3 different ones. They were based on real stories. They just changed the name to protect, the innocent. So yeah. So that's what we're doing here. It's unfortunate, but we gotta do it that way. I know it would look a lot more cool if I could show it on the screen there. I could have probably, blacked out the name, but that just would have taken up too much time. And I just want to speak with the audience today, you and myself. Guys, I really want to get through to you guys out there. And ladies, if you're watching as well, you can learn something from this too and really understand why guys are behaving this way today. They're very intimidated by women rising up, women having great jobs, making great money, buying their own homes, their own car, women speaking with confidence. Women have always loved to socialize, and men used to be social back in the days, in traditional days. But nowadays in the modern world, men are just very, very shy, and all they want to do is they want to get on a dating app and text the woman back and forth and build rapport that way until the woman says, let's meet and let's hook up and do whatever, right? And in some cases that may work, but even if it works, it'll be temporary. If you want to create a sustainable long-term relationship with a woman, you as the man have to take initiative right out of the gate. No disrespect to women. I'm just saying, men, you got to take charge. Women are looking for that. They're looking for your confidence. They're looking for you to be secure. They're looking for you to take initiative, and make it happen, right? They're looking for you to make it happen. And if you don't take the initiative to make it happen, if you don't display masculinity to women nowadays, they're going to pick up on that so quickly, because women are used to dealing with feminized men and they're tired of it, right? Now, they're not saying anything about it because they don't want to be rude to hurt your feelings, but they're tired of coming across feminized men. So when women talk with me, like, I can totally tell they're testing me all the time. And let me just get to this conversation I had, which started from a message I sent yesterday on Match.com to this woman that lives nearby in my area. Now, I've shown my Match.com profile on a live stream in the past. If you want to go back a few weeks, I shared it on there. You can check that out. But I'm pretty straightforward and straight up on my Match.com profile. I basically say what I want and I don't want. And a lot of women, they get repelled by that because they think I'm being a jerk or asking too much or just, sharing how frustrated I am. That's the furthest thing from the truth. I'm just being real. I don't want anyone to waste my time. And I've received some negative feedback from my profile, but I've also received a lot of messages from women that were interested, saying that this is very refreshing. You're so honest. You're not looking to waste my time. You're not looking to waste your time. Well, we need more people like you. So I focus on those women. So when you're looking to connect with a woman, you got to create a profile online that's going to get to the point and just say exactly what you want, what you don't want, and put your actual pictures out there. Don't hide anything. Put full-length pictures, not just headshots. And then go and start messaging women that you feel you click with. And the women that respond to you are going to see your profile. And if they want to get to know you, then they're on the same page as you are on. Isn't that what you want? Yeah, that's what we all want, right? All right, let me check out the chat one more time here before I get to this. SE stands for Special Edition. Yep. SBU was and still is my favorite one of the Law and Orders. Yeah, says Nuts World. Fireball Studio says, like me, for example, Eli with me and my fiance. Right. And Nuts World says, being upfront and honest is always the best policy. That's right. So let's get right to it here. Okay. So we're just going to call this lady Ma'am. I'm just going to name her Ma'am so we don't dox her. These guys really want to find out everyone I'm talking about out here on YouTube, all these trolls, because they want to try to make my life miserable, and I laugh at it. It's so pathetic. I've learned this game. I learned the YouTube game after 4 years of being a content creator. I mean, I've been on this platform since the beginning, over 15 years ago, but I've been an actual content creator between a former channel I used to run and this one for 4 years. And I learned how to deal with this stuff. All right, so I sent her a message yesterday before I went to sleep, and I wrote, I get a feeling you are different than any other woman on Match. I read her profile. It's very similar to mine. I was blown away. Please check out my profile when you get a moment. It is unlike any other profile you have seen, which is very true. But don't get scared off by it. I'm pretty honest. Don't get scared off by it. I'm being real. I'm being honest. I'm sharing what I want and what I don't want, right? I'm just a good guy that has no time for games. Who has time for games, right? And want to meet someone that's truly in a good place for dating, love, and romance. Pretty straightforward, right? Hey, that's what we're on the damn site for, right? I look forward to your response. Sincerely, Eli. This woman gets back to me 5 hours later. That was quick. And she wrote me a couple of messages. The first one, she wrote today at 8:34 a.m. Pacific time, my time. I thought I'd be kind enough to let you know that I did read your profile and I agree. We could have fun together. That's a pretty damn good start. She's saying, I thought I'd be kind enough to let you know. That's pretty kind, ma'am. That I did read your profile and I agree. We could have fun together. She's pretty cute too. Pretty cute. And she's got some big, we're going to just leave that one alone. Big assets. That's just a bonus. Even us good guys, we see big assets and then even at 46 years old, you see those and you're like, man, wow. I am responding to show my appreciation for the time you took to write it. Wow, I've never had any woman be that detailed and say, I am responding to show my appreciation for the time you took to write it. Now, guys, if you're getting a response like this from a woman and you can't put two and two together and figure out that she has a high level of interest in you with what she's writing, then you need some help, and I can help you. I can help you learn how to decipher that better in the future. That's a high level of interest right there, high level of attraction. It's very obvious. A few minutes later, she wrote me a longer paragraph. I'm going to read this. Oh, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Okay, nothing new in the chat there. She writes, I am ready for a relationship and in fact have moved my work/social schedule to accommodate. Wow, what more do you want as a guy? That's part of the problem. I've talked about this in the past where women have a difficult time balancing their work and personal life. They still want true love and happiness and the family and all that, right? But in the past, I've encountered women that will say, hey, I work, 12 hours a day, and then I got to come home, take care of things at home. And I've got plans for the next couple of weekends. Let's meet in 3 weeks. And then in that case, I say, let's not say we did. Because, if you want something and you're unavailable for 3 weeks at a time, it's not going to work out. You got to either fit me in somehow much sooner than that, or you're out. Peace out. This woman is saying, I am ready for a relationship. I am ready for a relationship and in fact have moved my work/social schedule to accommodate. She's basically saying, hey, dude, I am super interested in you. I think you're a cute guy. At least that's what she's probably thinking. Women are very visual nowadays too, just like men, right? Women are into looks too, just as much as men are. But you still have to have the personality too. Okay? She's saying she's attracted to me and she likes the person that I am. And she's telling me that I have rearranged and figured out my schedule to allow for a relationship to happen because I know it takes time and effort. So far, this is flawless. Now, no woman's perfect, don't get me wrong, but this is the closest thing to a perfect response I've ever seen. You tell me, Mutt, this is a woman, like if I can't see how interested she is, then I'm like Stevie Wonder blind. No disrespect, I love Stevie Wonder. Okay, so she further writes, I do not have an appreciation for long-term texting. Let me repeat that one more time. I do not have an appreciation for long-term texting. Neither do I. Initially, it's a good thing, right? But you're going to see right now I'm reading our Match.com messages when after we traded numbers and we started texting throughout the rest of the day, I'll tell you what happened there. It was pretty interesting. So she's not into long-term texting. She wants to get to the phone and then she wants to meet. Now, listen to this. She writes, we're either going to hit it off or not. Yeah, I agree. It's either going to happen or not. I'm thinking to myself, this woman sounds like the female version of me. So far, could not have been any better of a response. Muttnuts World says that's true. Better to know sooner than later because I am looking for someone long-term. Yeah, me too. Wow. I have friends. Let's not waste each other's time. So, in essence, she's saying, dude, I love your profile. You seem like a really decent, down-to-earth, competent guy. You're a real man. You're not a jerk, but you're not a sissy either. You seem like a well-balanced dude. This woman is showing a high level of interest. The only way this will not work out is if I screw things up. And I'm the coach. I never screwed things up. I'm just kidding. I'm by far, I'm not perfect, but I've got a lot of experience. So I'm definitely not going to screw this up. And I actually really like this woman. She's pretty cool. We'll see where it goes. I'll get more into that in a second. I do like my personal time, but I can also be very outgoing. A good balance. Good. I like my personal time too. Like sometimes I like going out there and being a ball of energy, and other times I would just want to be by myself. Same with you. You'd want to be by yourself. Other times we can just snuggle up and not say a word. And I could snuggle up against your large assets, and that would be okay. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I'm actually not, but Yeah, as a bonus, this woman has some great assets. Great assets. That's just a bonus. I mean, you can't expect that, but it's definitely there. I'm not one to talk to more than one person at a time. Wow, bingo! Ding, 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 ding. I got to give this woman a big round of applause. I got to give her a big round of applause. Like, yeah, that's my motto. I've been saying that all along. That's also in my profile. One more time. One more time. I'm not one to talk to more than one person at a time. I can't keep up and don't have time. Well, ma'am, I'm going to make it real simple for you. I'm going to make it real simple for you because I read you loud and clear, 10-4, over and out. I got it. Wow. Let's continue. Me. I have a direct communication style. I'm not willing to change it as I get paid well for it. Okay. I'll find out more what she does when I finally talk with her on the phone. However, I do round out the edges on my off time. And that's where I come in as a man to show you great times. My job as a man is to take you out, show you a good time. Like my good friend, Coach Corey Wayne says, it's all about the 3 H's. Hang out, have fun, and hook up. We both work during the week. On the weekends, I come pick you up. We can go hiking. We can go away for a weekend, get a nice room, snuggle up in that room afterwards, make out, talk, snuggle, do some other things. You know what I'm saying, right? However, I do round out the edges on my off time, and I'm going to help you round out those edges even more, sweetheart. You can count on that for damn sure. Like many others, the coronavirus has been none too kind with the gyms closed and working from home. I have built my gym in the garage and have started to take advantage of it. That's awesome. That's great. She's into fitness, hiking, same things. Like she enjoys similar things. I'm telling you, folks, you want to connect. Like I did a video or stream several weeks ago, maybe almost a month ago. Opposites don't attract. Check that out. Look for it on my channel. Opposites don't attract. The more similarities you have with someone, the better it's going to be. Okay, let me check out the chat here real quick. Okay, nothing going on there. Note, the pictures are up to date. Thank you for not, what do you call it? What's the word? I can't even think of the word. Catfishing. Thank you for not catfishing me. That's the word. Yeah, if you looked a hell of a lot different, you know, when I would meet you in person, probably wouldn't work. Same thing for you if I showed up looking different. But I appreciate you being that honest. I do enjoy my hobbies, being active and vacationing. Same thing. Perfect. I can't complain. I mean, like, if this woman was sitting there, you know, looking to write exactly what would 100% get me interested in her, to drop everything else and talk with her, perfect. Great job. It's one of the best messages I've ever received, or replies. For the next couple of weeks, I am in and out of town visiting family. If it goes our way, I welcome the opportunity to meet. Oh, we're going to definitely meet. I'm going to show you, well, a lot of things. I'm going to show you a great time. I'm a good dude. I'm a really good dude. It's not just about the intimacy, but I'll be definitely showing you that as well. There's no doubt about that. I want to be sure I am upfront on this, as my schedule is not always this tight. That's great to hear. if you're willing to try to fit me in 2 weeks before Christmas and you're saying, I welcome the opportunity to meet, I'm in and out of town visiting family in the next couple of weeks, if it fits, we can meet at some point over the next couple of weeks, even though Christmas is almost here. If not, we meet at the beginning of the new year. No big deal. This woman is really interested. She's telling me she's willing to bend over backwards to make this happen. That's exactly what you want. But as a dude, you got to also reciprocate what she's giving. If she's showing that amount of interest, as a guy, you don't want to overdo the interest. You got to show her interest, but you can never show her more interest than she shows you. Women have always got to be showing you more interest than you're showing them. Because if you show them more interest than they have, that's when it starts going the other way. It's another thing you got to be careful with. Let me know if you are still interested in chatting. So I wrote back to her a few hours later. Hi, ma'am. Thank you for the amazing response. What's your cell number? Let me know and I'll text you to arrange a phone call so we can arrange a time to meet. You see how direct, decisive, and upfront I am? There's really not much more to say. There's not much more I need to know. Now I want to talk with her on the phone and hear that she has a nice voice and she's friendly and she's a great communicator. But she basically, if she was trying to sell me anything, the way she wrote me that response, I would be buying it. It was perfect. So I got direct and decisive. That's what men are supposed to do. Take initiative. Hi, man. Thank you for the amazing response. What's your cell number? Boom. Right to the point. Don't waste time. Let me know and I'll text you to arrange a phone call so we can arrange a time to meet. Point of being online, like on Match.com, for most people is to find true love. And you have to take a chance and meet someone, right? Why make it difficult? She made it easy on me. I'm going to make it very easy on her. Perfect, right? Perfect. But Nuts World says recycling old photos is what I call it when someone uses old photos. It's called catfishing nowadays. Mutt, catfishing. All right. So, then literally an hour and a half later, she sends me her number. Okay, so now I got to whip out the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And let's get to the texting. Pay attention, guys. This is how you do it. Now, I'm being real here. I actually like this woman. She likes me, but I'm sharing this for example purposes. So you guys out there that, don't get that first date. This is the reason why, because you're texting too much. You're not taking initiative to take it to the phone. Or, you somehow get to the phone, and then when you get to the phone, you're lacking self-confidence and, you're acting all shy and all that. That's another aspect as well, too. You got to be direct, decisive. You got to be a cool, decent, down-to-earth guy. You got to be a decent dude. Be a cool dude, right? Okay? Be a nice guy, not an overly nice guy, not nice in the derogatory way we take it nowadays, but be a good dude, but also be confident and, have some playful fun with her. Bust her chops a little bit. She's going to be testing you to see if her jokes phase your masculinity. She's testing your masculinity. And this woman did just that. Let's get to it, okay? I texted her like an hour after that. Hi, ma'am. It is Eli from Match. Nice to meet you. And how's your day going? Your profile has put a huge smile on my face. I love how real and upfront you are. I get a great feeling about you. Hope this makes sense. Now, I was a little bit kind of semi-mushy on that, and I knew that, but I did it on purpose. You know why? This woman practically in the way she was writing her response to me on Match was basically saying, dude, I want you, don't screw this up. That's what she's saying. So now I'm trying to show her I'm just as interested in her as she is in me. We're on the same page. I'm not interested anymore. I'm not interested any less. We are on the same page, which is very good. Okay? She gets back to me about an hour later. Hi, Eli. My workday was busy. I'm glad it is over. How is your day going? I wrote back to her. I said, it is going quite well, and thanks for asking, ma'am. Ma'am instead of her name. I'm self-employed and will tell you more about what I do when we talk by phone. Are you free to talk by phone tonight around 9 p.m.? And what time do you usually go to bed? You see how I'm being direct and decisive. I'm like, okay, we now have each other's cell phone. We're not going to sit here and have a full-blown conversation by text. Number one, I'm working. Okay. And even though you just got off of work, I'm still working. I'm working right now. I'm live on the air. This was before I went live on the air. And there's no point to have a conversation through text. It'll be misperceived, right? So I'm like, yeah, are you free to talk by phone tonight around 9 p.m.? She gets back to me and sends me 2 texts. The first one, she goes, I try to go to bed about 10 p.m. My contracts are East Coast right now, so I get up early. So whatever she does, she's dealing with contracts on the East Coast, 3-hour time difference. So she's got to be up. If the workday starts at 8 o'clock back east, she's got to be up by 5 o'clock, 5 a.m. Pacific. That's the only part that sucks about living on the West Coast is when you have East Coast clients. But when you're streaming on YouTube, you're 3 hours behind. Right now, it's 11:16 Eastern, 11:16 p.m. Eastern, 8:16 p.m. Pacific. And then she wrote back to me, and she writes, after what I wrote to her a second ago, what type of business are you in? My family owns a certain type of company. I'm not going to mention it because I don't want to give anyone any chance to try to find this person, right? So she's telling me about her family's business and stuff like that. This is what I responded with because I had told her in the previous message that I'm self-employed and will tell you more about what I do when we talk by phone. And then she asked me what business I'm in after I told her, right? Maybe she was testing me. Maybe she was just so enamored in our conversation she didn't realize I said that, right? So what did I do? I once again asked her, I said, would you like to talk for an hour at 9 p.m. before you go to bed? Because she didn't answer my question, right? So I asked her again. I said, would you like to talk for an hour at 9 p.m. before you go to bed? Like I mentioned in my previous message, very politely, but I'm trying to make it clear that, hey, I already communicated this and it must have somehow slipped past you without saying she's cuckoo, right? You don't want to do that, right? You gotta be playful about it. Like I mentioned in my previous message, I'll share more about what I do and everything else when we talk by phone. I don't mind a little texting throughout the day, but a deeper conversation is best by phone or in person. Does 9 p.m. work for you? And then I have one more thing to say in the meantime. She might have been testing me. Maybe, maybe not. Probably she was, right? But I stood my guns. I didn't sit there and text with her and tell her what I do through text. I'm going to tell her by phone because it's going to require a lot of explaining. Those of you that have been following me for a while, Anyway, never mind. We don't have to get into that. She responds fairly quickly after a minute or two after that. She said, yeah, 9 p.m. is fine. But if you're in the porn industry, it may be more than a 1-hour conversation. Just kidding. Wow. If this woman had not already expressed enough interest in what she's been saying, that's the greatest response I've heard from any woman. Like, I'm like, yeah, she writes, yeah, 9 p.m. is fine, but if you're in the porn industry, it may be more than a 1-hour conversation. Just kidding. No, you're not, ma'am. You're not kidding. In essence, what you're telling me is that you're very attracted to me and you want to jump my bones. And unless I screw things up and don't do things that a real man do, take you out hiking, take you to dinner, have a great conversation with you, right? And just be cool. As long as I do that, next thing you know, we don't have to get into that. You know what I'm talking about, right? So I respond back to her like 12 minutes later. And I write, I'm definitely not in the porn industry, LOL. But I could give those dudes a run for their money. You see what's going on in the chat. Yep, the time difference can mess with people. Mutt Nuts World says, wow, LOL. Yeah, Mutt, listen. Stevie Wonder could see this woman being interested, and he's blind, right? So yeah, I said, I'm definitely not in the porn industry, LOL, but I could give those dudes a run for their money. I may be 46, but I have the energy of an 18-year-old. I think you'd like that, LOL. You see how I'm being confident? I'm acknowledging the fact that she made a playful funny at me because she likes me, right? And she's thinking about how it would be like to ride the horsey for example purposes, right? And I hope that's clean enough, right? No worries. All in due time. Patience is a virtue. Good things come to those who wait, right? So then she does, like on the iPhone, you can like posting. She goes, laughed at my last message. Then I got back to her and said, let me ask you one more thing before I get back to work and we talk at 9 tonight. I put ready with 4 question marks. She goes, KK. A lot of women do that. KK, all that emoji stuff. This woman is, how old is she? I think she's like 42 or 43. I'll go back and check on that later. A few years younger than me, which is cool. Good age. Good age. So this is where I really wanted to show her, because she's showing a lot of interest. I want to show some interest. I want to show a good amount of interest, but not too much, yet not too little. So I kind of, because of the amount of interest she's showing me, and I can tell this is really, unless I screw this up, this is a good thing. I wanted to basically give her something so she knows she's talking to a good guy that's really interested in her, and I'm not going to waste her time. For some guys, this may be too much. And in most cases, you don't want to say this, but if a woman is showing you this much interest in the ways that she responded to me, then this is something that'd be good to say. I wrote, I know it is too soon to tell a lot, but I really love your profile, attitude, and definitely feel your energy. I do. I honestly do. And she feels mine. I get a really good, genuine feeling about you and curious to know if you are feeling the same. I am a good guy that just says it as it is. No risk, no reward. LOL, smiley face. She gets back to me. 2 minutes later, when women like you, they'll drop everything to get back to you. When they don't, you know what happens. You get ghosted. It's a ghost town. She writes, I really like your straightforward communication style. There's a trust that comes with that, absolutely. I hate guessing games, as it seems you would too. Absolutely. I want to get down to business. And I think you do too. That's great. Get down to business. Figuratively speaking, man. That'd be too much fun tonight. So I really like your straightforward communication style. There's a trust that comes with that. I hate guessing games, as it seems you would too. If you don't already know what I'm thinking, ask. Oh, sweetheart, I ask a lot of questions to the point of where women get mad at me for saying, what is this, 20 questions? What is an interview? And those are the women that I eliminate because they're not ready, because a woman that's ready wants to be asked a lot of questions. You hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head. I can tell you're in a good place emotionally for this. This is perfect. You can't get any better. She goes, better to know than guess wrong. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't add more to that. I mean, this woman is spot on. She's a pretty smart chick. This is going to be interesting. For that, I am already appreciative of your style. That is very attractive. And gave me the wink smiley face. Nowadays, and this woman's around my age, she's a few years younger. Nowadays, even us older people, we use these emojis to express how we're feeling over text, which is not the same thing as the phone or in person. So then I decided I was going to send her one more message just to lay it on a little thick because I'm just playing with her, right? Because I know that even if she thinks I'm being a little too thick with what I say here, coming on a little too strong, I have a response for that. You got to know how to handle it. You got to be a confident dude. You got to go into it knowing that there's nothing you can say that'll turn this woman off. You got to have that attitude, guys. So Mutt says, I am talking with some. He is the same way like me. We both keep it real and don't sugarcoat anything we talk about. Okay, autocorrect. The guy I am talking to is 31 and I will be 43 in January. Mutt, I got to give you some advice if you're open to taking it. I know your last boyfriend was a lot younger than you. I'm going to tell you honestly, those young guys, those millennials, if you want to have fun and you want to take a chance and do what you got to do, I would probably date somebody closer to your age. Late 30s, early to mid 40s. The last few women that I've dated were anywhere from 4 to 7 years younger than me. You're looking at this guy is 12 years younger than you. And I'm not saying that it can't work out. It can. But I know what you want. And you got to look at their level of maturity and their generation, is much different than ours. So, I'm just throwing in some friendly advice, but have fun. Go for it. Do what you got. I'm not here to tell you or anyone what to do. I'm just here to help you get what you want, but to also understand what the repercussion could be if you take that risk. No risk, no reward, but be prepared for anything, right? So this is what I wrote to her. I laid it on pretty thick, but at this point, I'm like, I'm just gonna have some fun. Got nothing to lose, and if she changed her mind, so what? There are other women that are in the queue, right? You got to always have backups too, You got to now. Once you start talking with one person, then you only talk with one person. Like if our phone conversation, which is supposed to happen after the stream, goes well, then that's it. If not, I got 3 others in the queue with numbers already. So no sweat off my back. It doesn't work. I got other options. I'm not fazed by it, but I like her. Let's see where it goes. I wrote, I completely feel it with you, ma'am, instead of her name. Some people think if you have an instant attraction or connection with someone, that it is bad, or you are trying to rush things. Those are the people that aren't ready for a relationship no matter what. I feel it's either there right away or it isn't. And if it is there, just go for it. Because she was telling me the same thing when she first responded to me on Match. From your profile and messages to me, I just referred back to that, acknowledging that I really took the time to read hers, right? Read her profile, read her messages. I sense you feel the same way, and she does. I will not waste your time. I will bring value, trust, honesty, loyalty, and genuine love to your world. I sense the same from you. Tell me I'm wrong about this, and then I'll send one final message before I'll send one final message before getting back to work. I laid it on a bit thick, but I did it on purpose. Because number one, I like her, and she's showing a lot of interest to me, right? When a woman is that interested in you, you can get away with more stuff, right? But I know how to recover from this stuff. So you know what she writes back? This is where women will test you. This is where they'll test you, right? They'll give you the S test. Okay? Before I get to her response, Mutton Nuts World says, thing with me and this guy is we are the same and want the same things in the relationship. That's fine, Mutt, but you got to also understand that guys will say anything at times to get a date or to be with someone. Be careful. Take your time. Do you. Have fun, enjoy. No worries. Just understand you're dealing with a different generation and you're dealing with a man that's 12 years your junior with less experience. So have fun. Do what you got to do. Enjoy your life. But be prepared for it to go either way. That's what I tell people. You never know. Mutton Nuts World, we are taking it slow. We've both been through the same heartbreak. Okay, so you're relating because you've gone through a breakup. Now, on another note, Mutt, right then and there, if you're both still healing from a breakup, maybe this may not be the right time to put yourself back out there, for a relationship. Maybe you two will be friends for a while, which is great. The fact you're taking it slow is a good thing because you're both recognizing that you've been through a heartbreak and maybe you're both not as emotionally available as you'd want to be. So as long as you realize it, and I'm glad that you realize that, good for you, Mutt. I wish you the best of luck, and whatever you need from me behind the scenes, I will always help you, Mutt. I will always help you. Lewis Fuller, I'm back in the stream. Welcome back, Lewis. I got to start wrapping this up soon. I'm almost done because I got a phone call to make in 29 minutes at the top of the hour. It is 11:31 Eastern, 11:31 p.m. Eastern, 8:31 p.m. Pacific. So she wrote back to me after I wrote her that, I kind of said a little bit more than I probably should have, but I purposefully did that. She goes, "Get back to work, silly," with the tongue sticking out emoji, one eye closed, one big eye open. She goes, "I gotta cook. We'll talk at 9." So I wrote back one text like a couple minutes after that. I wrote, "I'm a rock and a big boy and can take your cringy humor." Now I'm busting her chops. See, I said, "I am a rock and a big boy and can take your cringy humor." Ha, 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 LOL. I love it. What I'm basically telling her is that I am man and nothing that you say or do will tear down my manhood. I'm conveying to her that I don't get butthurt. I'm strong. I'm emotionally strong, mentally strong, physically strong, and I'm a good dude. And I'm playful and fun, and I don't take everything too seriously. Things that need to be taken seriously, I take them seriously. Other things, I can have fun, right? So she's testing me, right? That was a test. That was definitely an S test. I'll text you right before I call. It will be at 9 or shortly afterwards. Enjoy your night, and I look forward to speaking with you. And that's where we left it. Now, here's the thing. We're going to wrap this up about 5 minutes or so, folks. So get your questions in right now. Get your questions in right now if you have any. Mutton Nuts World says, "We are starting out as friends and see where it goes." Here's the thing. If you're going to go out there and date nowadays and do what most people do, use online dating, like I've always said, write a profile and be direct about what you want and also what you don't want. And don't let the women that attack your profile for being too direct say that it sounds like you're whining and complaining that things haven't worked out for you. No, I'm not whining and complaining. I want to make it very clear that, if you're someone that's not ready, I don't want to waste my time with you. And see, the women that overreact to my profile because it's so honest and direct, they would have wasted my time had I written my profile a different way. I took the time to get to know them, got to the phone, maybe met them, and then I would see that they weren't ready. So writing your profile in this way, being that direct, is going to automatically scare off the right people and automatically attract the right people. So now you're getting the right women that are responding to your profile, or if you message them and ask them to check out your profile after you came across their profile and you like their profile, they'll get back to you, okay? Then, if we look back to the conversation with this woman, she first says, I'm not into texting all the time. Perfect, right? And then I told her, I said, yeah, let's talk by phone then, and I'll share more about what I do and all that. And then she goes, well, what profession are you in? After she said she didn't like texting too much or overly texting. And after I told her that when we talk by phone, I'll share more about what I do. Maybe she was testing me there. She probably was. And that's where I stood my guns and said, let's talk at 9 o'clock tonight, and I'd be happy to share with you what I do. I bet she was testing me. You know why? Because she's talked with a lot of men that were probably really, really nice guys, and then she would meet up with them. And when they would hang out in person, they were shy, they were nervous, they couldn't carry a conversation. It just felt weird. She wants to be sure that this time around, any guy she's talking with right out of the gate is going to be able to handle her personality, is going to be able to communicate with her and not be shy, also be direct, decisive, and take initiative. Women are looking for men to take initiative. And if you're a guy that fears taking initiative because you're afraid you're going to get rejected, then you're always going to get rejected. Test out the waters and look to see how much interest a woman is showing you. Like, this woman is showing complete interest. I would be a blind and deaf fool if I didn't pick up how much interest this woman has. Now I know that. Now, we did a little texting and messaging throughout the day to kind of, you have to do a little texting and messaging for a little bit that same day when you're talking with someone online. But once you start to realize after a few messages that there's something cool there, you want to say, hey, let's take this to the phone. Here, what's your number? Or would you like my number? And, let's talk by phone. Are you open to that? You take it there, like I'm going to take it with this woman right after the stream ends. And then we're going to have a great conversation and get to know each other. I'm going to be open. I'm going to be playful, funny, but I'm going to be honest. I'm going to connect with her. I'm going to have a cool conversation with her. And then what am I going to do after that? Before that conversation ends, I'm going to say, hey, would you like to hang out sometime? She'll say, yeah. I'll say, when are you free to get together? Well, she might say, when are you free? Well, you had mentioned that, you're kind of going back and forth with family for the next few weeks. Why don't you let me know what your availability is, and I'll figure out a way to make it happen, because I'm self-employed and I can fit things in for people that mean something to me. And I think you're someone that has a lot of potential of meaning something to me, right? You just be cool like that, right? Be cool and confident, right? That's it. Then you meet, have fun on the date, and the rest is history, right? That's it. That's that. So, guys, I want to wrap up by saying this. If you want to be a better bachelor, see, most guys don't want to be a bachelor, but when we're single, we're considered a bachelor, right? If you want to be a better bachelor and have a great chance of finding someone you click with, have a life with, right? You got to minimize the crap and you got to take initiative, and you got to make things happen. You got to make things happen. That's what we were made to do biologically. Men have never been fazed or stopped by anything. So a lot of the ways these millennials and post-millennials are behaving nowadays are because they were raised differently. They were raised in a very feminine way. And that repels women. You're not being a natural man that a woman's attracted to. Even the modern day women are still attracted to masculine men, right? And they're going to test you more nowadays because they know how feminized men have become, because they've dated a bunch, they've gone on a bunch of dates with feminized men, they're tired of it. So they're going to test to see how strong you are. And you got to be aware of that, and you got to pass the S test. I'm trying to keep this advertiser friendly. That's it. Minimize your texting. Minimize your texting and take more initiative. Don't be afraid. Look, sometimes, women will say, I just met you. I don't want to give you my number. Then I would just say, hey, look, no worries. Why don't you think about it? Or here's my number. Let me give you my number instead. Think about it and give me I had another woman that I was messaging too. And, and she basically, I asked her for her number and she didn't give me her number. She said, let's just talk tomorrow. I'll give you my number tomorrow. And I texted her back and I said, cause I was thinking, okay, she's not that interested. Right. But you never know, right? Maybe they're just a little bit shy and they're trying to, work through it. Right. But they really like you. Right. So you leave your options open, right? You maximize your options, right? So I said, here's my number. If you're still interested tomorrow, send me a text and we'll arrange a call. And I totally forgot about her, right? I'm like, okay, whatever, right? Next thing you know, right before I go live, she texts me. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to be talking to this other woman tonight that I feel I have a great connection with. And if it goes well and we meet, then I'm just going to tell this other woman that, hey, I found someone. I'm sorry. Best of luck to you. If I'm available in the future and you're still available, maybe we can connect at that point. But you see what happened? You see, because she was afraid to give me her number last night, someone else that quickly came in the way and replaced her. Women do the same thing to men. Men, now this is happening, from me to women. So, anyway, I think you folks get the hint. It is 11:42 p.m. Eastern, 8:42 p.m. Pacific. Folks, I'm going to get on out of here. Mutt Nuts World says, night, we'll catch up later. Long day tomorrow running errands. Good night, Mutt. Thank you so much for being here, Mutt. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank Lewis Fuller for being here as well. I also want to thank anyone else who's been watching behind the scenes. Oh, by the way, I finally finished rendering my latest video, my Walking with Purpose video in 4K at 60 frames per second. I uploaded it to YouTube right before I went live. Because it's 4K at 60 frames per second, it's probably going to take about 12 to 18 hours to process. So I am assuming by sometime tomorrow afternoon, it'll be ready to go. So look for the next Walking with Purpose video in 4K at 60 frames per second coming at some point tomorrow afternoon or early evening, and more than likely another live stream tomorrow as well. With that being said, thank you very much for being here. Have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.